Hey, Chidarin. Here we are. Everything looks fine to me. So I guess we can jump right into it. We were left to do the bad end from Dahlia's route, or I think you were referring to it as separation end or something? Something like that. Yep. Hey Bea. Right, so I just loaded here at the choice that we need to make differently. And now instead of choosing this which refers to Dahlia, we choose this which refers to Chidori. So, Lego. The feelings I have are so strong, it's almost torturous. I squirm as the heat rises to my face and floods through my body. I look over at my sleeping Amitia partner and let out a long sigh, as though to expel the heat that's pent up inside me. Oh wait, I can skip this. Oh, I guess it's similar to something we've read before. I suppose so. So we skip this. Alright. Here we need to pick your legs will get fat like that. Okay. Okay, let's that felt kind of mean. But let's see. The president continues to glare. I decide to answer seriously. バレエを学んでる者はな、座るときは体育座りか、足の裏をくっつけて座るあぐらもどきなんだよ。なんで？あぐらとかって可愛くないよ。理由は単純。お前がしているいわゆる女の子座りはな、足の形が悪くなるんだよ。え、そうなの？だから基本。体育座りかあぐらもどきの二択になるんだ。Hearing this, she immediately shifts position, saying there's no way she wants her legs looking gross. ダイヤモンドの制約。Okay. Do you write about things you don't like to? Maybe I should start a diary too. We say the diary thing, it seems. 私も日記でもつけてみるかな。Chidori stops eating. やめた方がいい。She's blunt in response. Why not? I protest. Handling her fork as elegantly as she might in etiquette class, she shoots back an answer. エリカが日記をつけるとホラーになるからよ。Savage. Absolutely savage, Chidori. 恨みつらみを書いてっておい。なくても捏造しそうよね。Okay, this is a fun choice. Even I can agree with that, and all I can do is mutter about how glad I am to have an Amitia partner who really gets me. Hey, yeah, and yes, it is true, it's in the works. Cross your fingers for me, please, that I managed to finish it. As I chow down on a segment of pineapple... Oh, okay, now we can skip. Okay, that's great. In response to her question, I answer, I honestly don't know. 正直、わからないな。There's no lie in my words, and I think the president can sense that. そう。She thinks to herself for a moment, her expression troubled. 以前から妥協しない踊りをすると思っていたけれど、最近の彼女は異常だわ。挑戦というより、自暴自棄にも見えるくらいに。私もそう思うよ。It warms my heart to see her genuine concern for her classmate. We really couldn't have a better class president than Rika Hanabishi. やっぱり面と向かって聞くしかないわ。Okay, now we can skip. Did you take on the choreography job for Sister Basket's sake? It's none of your business what's what we said before, and now we say I was just doing my duty. Alright. This is our first conversation in a while, and she heads straight for my weak spot. 義理だよ。 Oh, yeah, I love her. I love her. I hope I do her justice. That's all I can say.
義理が廃ればこの世は闇よってやつよね。そう。義理。
Chidori's arrogant eyes capture and hold mine. I feel like she can see right through me and avert my gaze. An awkward tension settles between us. Okay, I can skip now. Okay, a quote from the movie The Hairdresser's Husband, one that I want to firmly repudiate. Which was it then? Women are like crosswords. The harder to get, the sweeter they are. I don't know if I like that. I am justice. Oh wow, okay. I don't have such high aims. Oh god. I don't have that. I don't have that. Alright. But I have a cutie. He's like right here. You can see a little bit here. The cutie is behind me. Okay. One that I firmly want to repudiate. I guess we're on the same boat here, Erika. That's I don't know exactly the intent there, but that doesn't sound good on the surface. I'm rich, not really. I am ambitious in my pursuits of hobbies. Hey Yuzuri, how's it going? I'm not some Don Juan type. Is this like a name? Is it like Iotherio? Or is it like is this an I or an L? I don't know. Anyway, women with issues just put me on edge. Chidori spends the night elsewhere, as she said she would, and I don't see her in the morning either. I see her in the distance during morning prayers, and the back of her head during our morning classes, but nothing seems all that different. Although I do spot her in the corridor having a long, involved conversation with Sister Basket, whom I've never really seen her speak with before. You've never seen Chidori speak with Sister Basket before? Pretty sure they've spoken. At least in the beginning, when she was instructing her how to take care of you. Okay. Then, the dress rehearsal begins first thing in the afternoon. The real thing will be taking place tomorrow, and this run-through is... well, it's a disaster to the point where I feel like the only saving grace is that we get through it without any injuries. Chidori makes so many mistakes in her technically difficult dance that she has the audience cringing. As I watch her dance, her troubled gaze lands on me, before she turns back to the stage as though some specter there is haunting her. I don't like this. But I'm not given any opportunity to talk to my disconsolate amitié partner. Perhaps she doesn't feel like she can face me. Just like the previous day, she doesn't return to her room at all. Aww. What was it again? Techniques that utilize the arms involve everything from the scapula down to the hands. I turn my attention to the audience, separated from me by the stage curtain, as I go over the fundamentals of dance in my head. Judging from the voices I can hear, the attendees have already taken their seats and are waiting for the curtain to rise. It's not just the other students who have shown up today, but the whole faculty. Even the principal, who is never usually seen around school. I've danced before bigger audiences than this. It doesn't make sense for me to be this nervous. And yet, in my distorted vision, I see my old underclassman waiting there in the wings. Her head is lowered, facing the ground. Ever since I acknowledged my feelings for Erika, this ghost from my past has been haunting me. Some of the parts will be different? Okay. I'd vowed to myself that I'd excel in her place, that I'd become the ballet dancer she no longer could. But from that incident on, the harder I tried to dance, the more distorted my vision became, and I found myself unable to perform. I silently addressed her. Must have been really frustrating to deal with, huh? And when my vision finally cleared and I could dance again, the person I was dancing for shifted from her, from my ghost to Erika.
私の前に姿を現してもおかしくないわ。高崎さん、そろそろ開演よ。
Cute! She's so cute. I nod and step forward to take my place center stage. It scares me. It scares me that I can't see her face. What expression is she hiding? Is she angry? Is she jealous? Or is she smiling out of consideration for me, like when I went to see her in the hospital? As goosebumps begin to stipple my flesh, I clasp my arms tight and focus my mind. Yeah, super cute. Right, this is just like when we did the recitation. I'll show her the difference between an amateur and a pro. I adjust my costume, place my hands in front of my chest in the mime gesture that indicates sleep. Then give myself a final inner pep talk as I quietly wait for the curtain to rise. I'm scared. I'm not gonna skip these, I'm just gonna let it flow so we can see it from beginning to end. So the final scene when she awakens, okay. The final piece of the ballet's second act start to play. The scene is set a misty morning in a castle overgrown with thorny vines. A gentle melody evoking images of awakening. We're beginning with the final scene of Act 2, Le Château de la Belle au Bois Dormant in Princess Aurora's Awakening something, okay. Lots of text. The auditorium is so silent you could hear a pin drop. As silent as the castle itself, where time is at a standstill. The only thing that's audible is the gentle tune gradually building into something elegant and refined. My senses are honed, sharp as a razor. I lay prone on the stage, eyes closed, waiting for my moment. A spotlight comes on overhead, illuminating a single spot on the dark stage. Prince Desiree appears from stage right, and we share our kiss. Using mime, I communicate Princess Aurora's trembling joy at having awakened from her 100 years of slumber. A promenade is used to display the emotion she feels at her newfound freedom. This is all Erika's choreography. In classical ballet, a promenade is simply a walk. The dancer turns slowly in the attitude position. You could say the move's complex in its simplicity. 学院のバレエの授業でも初めは納得できる踊りができなかった。でも I finally come to the pirouette with its whirl of motion. I feel a pleasant kind of tension across my skin, knowing that all eyes will be on me. エリカと触れ合い、自分自身を好きになっていくことで、瞳は正常に戻っていった。The understated whimsical music continues on. The dance in the awakening scene doesn't contain much movement. Which means that there's always the danger of the audience, who may not be used to ballet, getting bored. Knowing that I could handle it, Erika had entrusted the composition of this one quiet act to me. The fact that she's placed such trust in me makes my previous slump but a distant memory. I'm brimming with energy now, all the way to the tip of every finger, allowing each move to flow elegantly into the next. Every eye in the audience is trained on me. Yes.
願わくばこの踊りを私を案じてくれたアミティエに捧げたい。
The solo dance celebrating the princess's quiet awakening goes on, drawing every audience member deeper into the world of the sleeping beauty. The scene reaches its finale, and I conclude Princess Aurora's awakening with an arabesque. The arabesque requires unwavering stability, the dancer maintaining a steady posture while on one leg. It's this degree of stability that lends the move its elegance. I tense my body like I've been pinned to a single spot on the floor. Yeah, I didn't sense the difference. The final note is swallowed up into the darkness of the stage. And the opening act is over. I exit the stage while the applause is still ongoing. I can skip this part. I address this to my underclassmen waiting in the wings. Then I take a deep breath, expel it, and nod to the musicians. What was it that she said? This is my last dance, so watch carefully. Okay. So she says this to her ghost. Okay. The Aurora variation. My final dance begins.
さあ、アマチュアとプロフェッショナルの違いを見せつけてあげましょう。
I sharpen my focus to a needle point and begin my routine with an attitude. This is the variation that Princess Aurora dances at her wedding after waking from 100 years. My dancing expresses a zest for life and the joyfulness of being in love. Sorry.
確かに私は
Yeah.
たくさんの大切なものをアミティから受け取った。
I perform a splendid Sisone Fermé as the audience. Okay.
だからこそ今こうして踊ることができる。
I express the delicacy of love with the coup de pied and flow into a pirouette d'or to show the gradual, dawning joy of becoming a wife.
この踊りは彼女への感謝の踊り。そして決別の演舞。
Farewell performance. I spot my Amitia partner parked in the front row of the audience. I smile. I'm about to take a brand new step and wow them with some proper professional ballet. It's different from the standard program. Yes, it's the Fouetté en tournant that Odile performs in Swan Lake. I probably never would have attempted something like this before coming to the academy, but...
奇跡を起こすくらいしないと一人でやっていけないのよ。
I feel a warm, wet sensation around my toes. One of my nails might have cracked. But I don't care about that! Oh god! Rika Hanabishi danced all the way through, didn't she? Even if my vision twists and contorts, I can't stop until I've completed all 32 Fouettés en tournant. Ah, hey Patch, thank you for the BTs. Because I've chosen to leave this place and go down the professional road. I make it through to the end without my smile ever faltering. Okay. Okay, that part was slightly different because I don't remember all those things with the toenail and stuff. That's scary.
終わったのね。
An incomparable feeling of bliss washes over me. I call my underclassman's name and look to the wings, but she's already vanished from my tear-filled vision. Okay. Love protects toes, it is known. Okay, so I guess we had the beginning that was more or less similar, and then this part. And I don't know if maybe I skipped the middle part with everyone else when I pressed next when I was in like the dialogue box thingy, or if it just wasn't there. But okay, I think that was fine. So, I gaze out at the sky divided neatly into rectangles by the window panes. The large fluffy clouds you see during the summer are fading, replaced instead by a pretty stippling this word again, what? Of cloud across the sky. The season is shifting into autumn. My everyday life keeps on changing as well. I stroke the cover of the book in my lap and consider carrying on reading. It's about time for her to bring my lunch. Not that long ago, I'd wake up every day to the sound of her singing. She'd help me get dressed, then bring up our breakfast right about when I'd finished washing my face. After we'd eaten breakfast together, she'd take me to the classroom for lessons, as though that were completely normal. However, days of not going to class, just reading and doing whatever I want for as long as I want. Hanging around the library. But right now I simply don't feel like reading. I'm sick of change. To hell with autumn. Thank you, Bea. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I roll my wheelchair over to my immediate partner's desk. I stare for a while at the empty table, completely devoid of any personal belongings. My immediate partner disappeared as the season started to turn. Well, isn't that déjà vu? The only thing she left behind was her notebook. Those stupid personal notes of her. Oh no. Are you gonna open it and see that you were all over the notes? But now she's gone and it's all lost? Oh god, please don't do that to me. I pull open the drawer of my own desk and take out Chidori's notebook. I'd opened it once when she left, but I haven't looked at it since. Oh god. I flick through the pages, seeing notes about her favorite lesson, English, and the cutlet I'd recommended to her. Every turn of the page recalls the brief time we'd spent together. Our meeting beneath the cherry tree, caring for the rabbits together, the incident that occurred while we were practicing for the recitation, learning violin together in music class, lying in that boat down at the lake, chatting about nothing much in particular. And then there was the ballet recital. Up there on the stage, she'd found that a new path had opened up to her. Now, staring at her notebook, I wonder if I was able to lighten the heavy burden that Chidori bore, even just a little bit. As I fret over this concern, I continue turning the pages until I spot my own name in the column of things she likes. I gently caress the letters she wrote, spelling out my name. You think that I'll forgive you because I love you. It's the opposite. It's because I love you that I can't forgive you for lying. A line from a romance novel I once read comes to mind. That's pretty... not positive. She didn't even do me the favor of lying. My immediate partner had vanished from my world without a word. I get it now, I mutter to the autumn sky. I think of my bookworm buddy, staring despondently at the metronome in the empty library, and then of Chidori Takasaki, who disappeared without a word, just like Mayuri Kosaka. I murmur to myself as I stroke the page with my name on it, my vision blurring like Chidori's. Okay then. That's out of the way, at least. Hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Such a desolate feeling. The extra chapter is nice though, right? Right? It's not like desolation and sadness and I hope so. Aww. As the season turned to summer, for the first time the girl who cherished solitude and silence came to know the joy of love. Oh, that's so cute! Oh, forehead kiss, super cute. Oh, okay. I guess it was worth going through the pain to unlock this. Oh, I love it. So cute. Okay, so I guess the extra is this one, yeah? What's this? When did she become aware of the truth of this academy? Ooh, the truth of the academy, alright. Sounds mysterious. Although the height of summer had passed, the heat of the day lingers in the moonlit dormitory corridor like a frying pan held against the skin. Oh yeah, that's a very apt comparison. But this heat isn't enough to put a stop to my thoughts. As I continue along, I think again about what it was that first sparked some understanding in the situation for her. It was probably the Bloody Mary ritual. I deduced that she must have become skeptical when she heard how several third years all quit at the same time. She said herself that she'd looked into it, but while she'd found a lead, she hadn't pursued it. No, it would be more accurate to say that she couldn't pursue it. And if my theory is correct, she couldn't pursue it because it would hurt someone she cared about. While I do understand, I can't help but be suspicious about the fact that she didn't reveal the truth. I wish they would be clearer about who the characters are, who is talking, who is she. Suddenly, as I make my way through the dark forest, I remember the day I arrived at the academy. Okay, so the narrator is So. I'd run into Rika-san, who had been kind to me, but then fled from her out of cowardice. Then, as I made my way along the cherry tree-lined path up to the school, I'd met her. Mayuri Kosaka. No, stop it. Stop what? Now isn't the time for dwelling on the past, and thereby undermining my resolve. If I grow faint of heart, I won't be able to hold my own against the person I have to confront. I won't be able to get the truth from her unless I come at her with everything I've got. As I gaze at the shadow of the chapel in the distance and imagine her waiting there for me, I think back on the chain of events that has led me here. Oh, we have a perspective switch or something. The past is like a cheap paperback. Once you've read it, you can throw it away. I don't know if I agree with that. What is that? Okay. A quiet Monday morning dawns. I wake up at 6 a.m. as usual and wash my face with cold water. After giving my teeth a good brush, I rouse my media partner, who's really not a morning person. After we've gotten dressed and done our hair, we make our way to the dining hall. And having eaten breakfast with everyone, we head to the chapel. We meet the same familiar faces along the tree-lined path from the dorms to the chapel. Then morning prayers begin. The start of another day, just the same as the one before. Nothing has changed. The Sasakis are in the classroom, always ready to chat and have fun. And Rika, who will discuss anything, is here too. And at the front of class is our teacher, Sister Basket, who's like a mother figure to us. Outside of class, there's Yatsushiro-senpai and Komikado-senpai, who always look out for me. But she's not here. Mairi Kosaka, the girl I loved and who had loved me back. But that day she disappeared. I'd begged her to please forget about me, even if it hurt. Time will surely heal this pain in my heart. This open wound that I still bear will shrink back to a scab with the chill rains of winter. I hear the familiar sound of a wheelchair. Oh, Erika-san, I greet my friend, who's smiling her usual cat-like smile at me. Right, just as I was trying my best to forget about my media partner, a new breeze blew into the academy and stirred things up. As though to fill the gaps left by those who had left, 6 new transfer students enrolled at the school and became our classmates. Oh, interesting. So we're kind of getting like a summary of the events of Été from Suo's perspective? Is that what's happening? They all looked quiet and friendly. The kind of girls who'd fit in well and become friends with us. No. The girl by the window, later I would learn her name was Chidori Takasaki, rejected those around her as though there was some thin membrane separating her from the rest of the world. I recognized that clearly. She had the same aura as the girl who calls me her bookworm buddy, Erika Yaegaki-san. The other thing that took me by surprise was her physical appearance. She looked vaguely like Mairi. I had resolved to forget her, but now here was this girl, a shadowy interloper stirring up my memories of the past. What if time itself is the disease? Aw, so... A line from the movie Wings of Desire comes to mind. Was Chidori Takasaki-san's arrival designed to stop me from trying to forget? That's how I envisioned it, at least. While the new students were settling into the class was rocked by the case of the disappearing bunnies, though Yaegaki-san quickly solved it. The story she told in the chapel was probably half truth and half lie. When she'd borrowed the book on rabbits, I'd been curious and read it too, later realizing that the baby bunnies had been showing certain symptoms of illness. So she knew. But it wasn't to protect herself that she had kept quiet about it. Convinced that it was simply out of kindness, I had pretended not to know anything. She knew. Oh, heartbreak. Poor bunnies. The full heat of the summer had struck right around when we were taking our end-of-term tests. Rika-san hadn't mentioned Mairi once since she disappeared, but one day she just up and hugged me. Aww. Perhaps she had noticed that I was acting differently around Takasaki-san, who looked so like Mairi.
Rika-san? ごめんなさい。こんな真似をして。でも、あまりにも寂しそうで、張り詰めていたから。
Rika-san's words were sincere. I think I was really suffering back then. I couldn't forget no matter how hard I tried. The wound wasn't scabbing over and Takasaki-san's presence was opening fresh ones, though it was through no intention of her own. I'd whispered my thanks, feeling her braids against my neck, and she'd shaken her head.
私はスオさんが話すまではまゆりさんの話はしないでおこうと決めていたの。スオさんが壊れてしまいそうだったから。
I mean, I understand. It's not like I fully didn't understand it back when it happened. It's just... yeah. I feel sorry for Soul.
でも口に出させてもらうわ。スオさんは耳を塞ぎたいでしょうけど、まゆりさんのことはもう忘れた方がいい。
Her words must surely come from a place of concern, but I immediately started to tremble.
ごめんなさい。ひどいと思うわよね。でもこれ以上。
I say her name, cutting her off, and then thank her.
平気よ、リッカさん。私もまゆりのことは忘れた方がいいと思っていたの。
She must think I'm awful, but that's okay.
ただ、どうしようもなく彼女を思い出してしまう時があるの。その時はまたこうしてもらってもいい？
Oh, her trembling voice when she says that. She nods without a moment's hesitation. I can feel it through the swish of her braids against my neck.
そうだ。私はまゆりのためにもリッカさんのためにも忘れた方がいい。
I pointed this out before, but I really like how expressive Rika's braids are. It's cute. The girl who literally looks vaguely like her partner inquires her about her partner. Yeah, I understand that on an, let's say, abstract level, like as a principle, as an idea, I get it. It's just I never really felt like Chidori looked that much like Mayuri from the beginning, so to me the connection just wasn't there. But I do understand that if she feels that way, right, even though I don't, it has an impact on her. I get it. Again, I silently made a promise to myself. But things you truly care about don't just disappear. They live behind dregs like the sediment at the bottom of a bottle of wine. Rika's magical braids, it's cute. It was when Yaegaki-san pointed out how these feelings had sedimented deep inside my heart that I really understood what I wanted to do. Bunnies! During the harvest festival, I'd wanted to get away from the oppressive hustle and bustle of everything. As though she'd cottoned on to my feelings, Yaegaki-san had taken me to the rabbit hutch, where no one else was around, and talked to me about different species of tomato. It was a lovely little speech. Then, after talking for a while, she'd said that I didn't seem like I was having fun. I'd denied it, but she'd responded like she knew exactly what I was going to say. She dug down to the very base of my heart, to parts of myself I didn't want anyone touching. なぜまゆりは何も言わず学院を去ったのか? Given her personality and knowing what she did about my situation, it's impossible to think that she'd leave without saying anything. Yaegaki-san had scooped out those doubts I'd been keeping a tight lid on. Resolving to find out the reason she left, I began to do what I could to investigate. In order to find out what Mayuri was now doing, I had first taken the easiest approach. I had asked Sister Basket. It was a simple plan, reliable, but Sister Basket had told me nothing, saying only that her decision to quit had been sudden. I understand that she has no right to talk about the student's personal situation. She told me this.
彼女を失って悲しむ気持ちはわかります。でも、前を向いて進んだ方がいい。彼女もそれを望んでいるでしょう。
No, it's not, I screamed internally. Learning why might prove meaningless. The reason for it might have been trivial. Even so, I felt like I had to know. I felt that if I knew, I could perhaps move on, like Sister Basket said. To gather more information, I decided to speak with those classmates and upperclassmen Mayuri had interacted with before she left. But that became difficult when I was tasked with both writing the script for and performing in the recitation. There was also the incident where the scripts went missing because of me, and Yaegaki-san solved that one too. She'd read the difficult role of Rapunzel, and as the curtains came down, I felt like I'd seen a year through her eyes. I'm sure those tears weren't for herself, but for someone else. I felt then that I was truly glad to be her friend. Halfway through August, we took on more classes in the form of etiquette lessons and a second language, as well as an elective class. We could choose between music and gardening. I chose gardening without even having to think about it. My grandfather taught me how to tend to the garden, so I was already familiar with what to do. Plus, Rika-san wanted me to. She was exceptionally pleased by my recovery. I'm sure it's only natural to want to see your friends happy. I was enjoying my classes and making progress with my quest to learn about Mairi. She had a large social circle, so it took a while for me to talk with all of them. As I searched for the reason for her departure, or for whatever was going on with her home situation, something in particular struck a chord with me. I'd known that Mayuri was a member, of course, but I hadn't realized how passionate she was about it. However, when I heard that she produced several oil paintings before she left, something felt off. There wasn't that much time between her joining the club and leaving the academy. Although I don't have much interest in art myself, I've read that oil paintings are created by layering paint onto a canvas and waiting between coats for it to harden. Sure, it's possible to paint several in a short period of time, but was there a particular reason for her hurry? Suspicion blooms within me. Could she have been rushing to finish them because she knew she would be leaving? I decided that I needed to speak in more detail with someone belonging to the art club. And then around that time, I was distracted by a falling out between Yaegaki-san and Takasaki-san. Perhaps my suggestion that both of them come to play at the lake worked, or that Yaegaki-san take Takasaki-san out in the boat for a chat. Because from then on, I felt like the two of them had become even closer than before. Cute. Around the time Sister Basket announced to the class that we would be holding a ballet recital, I finally finished speaking with all my classmates and any upperclassmen who belonged to the art club. While Mairi had become good friends with them, it seems she'd remained tight-lipped about her family life. As an extracurricular organization, the art club has strict rules to follow, which expressly forbid non-members from entering the club room. Which meant that the only time I had to talk to people was during breaks, or the short period of time after getting back to the dorms. There was one thought I was left with after I'd finished talking with everyone. So, there's only one path ahead: infiltrate the art room. The art club room, I guess. The urge to see them was very strong. Since non-members aren't allowed in the room, I requested permission from the teacher who acts as the club's advisor. I guess that's a no, but her answer was no. The rules could not be bent. I'd lost my composure and my conversation with the teacher turned very heated, especially by my standards. Ooh, heated suo. What does that look like? I would want to see. I'd lost any chance I'd had of being invited into the art room, but I couldn't give up. I put on a regulation school raincoat to ward off bugs. With a torch in hand, a blue film across the front to dim its glow, I waited for night to fall, then crept through the forest to the clubhouse. I tried and failed to get into the locked art room. There was nothing I could do. Real life is never like in the novels. Of course it wouldn't be lying conveniently open. Angjisuo, yes. With the time for the teachers to make their patrols approaching, I withdrew. I lay in my bed that night thinking of possible ways to get in. But this is where things took a bit of a left turn, because it seems that I was spotted loitering around the clubhouse. Since my getup was apparently reminiscent of the Green Hookman, an apparition considered one of the school's 7 mysteries. Rumors quickly started to spread. I tried multiple times to find an opening I could slip through, but each time I was forced to give it up because there was already someone there dressed like me, or someone else was hanging around trying to catch the hookman. Hey Plato, how's it going? But persistence always brings results eventually. I successfully infiltrated the building and made my way to the deserted art room under cover of darkness. When I first heard talk of the hookman while I was still on the hunt for Mayuri's paintings, I had been ashamed of how stupid I was being. I understand how sad you are to have lost her, but you should look forward and move on. That's what she would want. I could clearly recall Sister Basket's words, as though she were whispering them into my ear right then and there. But I was absolutely certain that that was not the case. I had to know the reason she left. And then, when I saw the 3 pictures she had painted, I knew I was right. There was one image of Saint Joseph holding the infant Jesus. It was the only painting that had something written on the reverse of the canvas. Our earth as it is in heaven. Sorry, on earth as it is in heaven, sorry. The instant I saw the words she had written on there, it felt like my world both expanded and contracted at once. Just finished cooking dinner. Oh, enjoy, enjoy. Yeah, I'm chilling. Alright. Interesting. I was certain that it was a message meant for me. I don't know what that means. After that long meandering journey back through my memories, I muttered those words to myself again. On earth as it is in heaven. My voice doesn't sound like my own, and I have an ominous feeling as I hurry to meet the person I called out here. The heavy sound of the words shatters the silence of the night, and I think back on that day. That day after the Feast of the Assumption, when I'd accepted her. I feel a faint but definite anger at the fact that this situation mirrors that day of celebration. Like a glowing ember still carrying the heat of the day, I see a shadow at the far end of the chapel, close to the altar. Looks like she kept her word. My footsteps echo off the walls of the chapel in a steady rhythm, neither languid nor hurried. My eyes have already adjusted to the dimness. The shadow resolves into a recognizable figure. When I've confirmed the beautiful silver hair, the deep grey eyes, and the cynical smile, I say her name.
夜分にお呼び立てしてすみません、八代先輩。
何構わないよ。何せ我が師の呼び出しだ。
She smiles her usual sardonic smile and spreads her arms like it's no big deal. Then she asks me what she's there for. Salmon with red coconut curry. Wow, that sounds fantastic. Holy heck. Enjoy.
もしかして告白を受けるのかなまあ、ロケーションとしてはまずまずだしね。
I guess we didn't get as much of Yuzuriha's jokes this episode.
八代先輩にどうしても尋ねなくてはならないことができたのです。答えてくれますか？
Sure, she says, still smiling. I tell Yatsushiro-senpai all about how I'd been searching for the reason Mayuri left the academy, and how I had become the source of the Hookman rumors while I was trying to get my hands on Mayuri's paintings. Aww.
塞ぎ込んでいたスオウ君が元に戻ったのはそういった理由があったのか。八重垣君もなかなかやるね。
How cute is this? I love it. Aww. Okay.
美術室に忍び込んで持ち出したことは？
ああ、あまり褒められたことではないが、問題にしようとは思わない。フックマン騒動はもう解決している。それに、理由が理由だ。美術部顧問の石塚教諭は堅くなだ。真正面からでは、僕が頼んでも無理だったろうしね。
She She flashes me a reassuring smile, as relaxed as if she were forgiving me for forgetting her umbrella or something. Then,
それで、君が持っているという絵画には何が書かれていたんだい？
I intoned the words again. On earth as it is in heaven.
天に行われるごとく、地に行われるように。
She asks me what I think of the significance of its being written on the canvas could be.
まゆりは救いを求めている。天でも地でも等しく御心が届けられますようにと。この学院を天とするなら、今いるのは地。今まで不自然に消えてしまった者たちも同じように救いを求めているとしたら。
I try articulating the narrative that's emerging in my mind.
消えてしまったものとは、七不思議で消えた者たちのことかい？
I nod. I'm talking about all the third years who'd quit when Yatsushiro-senpai was a first year like me, and whose strange disappearances she had looked into. I also bring up the girls in my year who quit, sparking the whole Bloody Mary uproar.
それは、さすがに謙虚不快だと思うがね。
I agree that it's a bit forced, but the materials I've gathered so far tell me that it's correct, as does my own intuition. A slight tension flits across Yatsushiro-senpai's face, so slight I might well have missed it if I hadn't been paying attention. That's another point in favor of my theory.
八代先輩は以前この学院の怪異はさらうということに執着していると言いましたね。
ああ、確かに言ったが、それは
壁心のフックマンはバスキア教諭の前にも現れていたのです。
I was the original Hookman, and the ones who appeared after that were students out on a dare. I'm sure that none of us would have purposely appeared before Sister Basquiat to frighten her.
何が起こっているというんだ？スオ君。
私はこの件はフックマンという怪異を隠れ蓑にした者の犯行だと思っています。そしてその者がまゆりを損なわせた。
Wait, let me read this again. It was a malicious act perpetrated by someone using the Hookman thing as a cover. The same person caused Mairi to suffer. Okay. A faint but palpable anger simmers in me when I think how this situation mirrors that memorable day. I voiced the question I had resolved to ask when I called Yatsushiro-senpai out here.
3ヶ月ほど前、温室で頭を負傷する怪我をしましたよね。
え？
Oh god. So sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
え？あの時は迷惑をかけた。僕が起こした事故だったというのに、高坂君にも迷惑をかけてしまった。
There's a tension to her voice that would be easy to miss if you weren't looking for it.
あの時の事故は本当に事故だったのですか？
She can't answer. She's covering for someone herself. I'm so confused. I don't know what any of this means. As the silence stretches on, I look first at Yatsushiro-senpai, then turn my gaze up to the figure of Christ on the cross as I ask.
この学院には聖母以外のマリアがいるのですね。真実の女神が。
The tale continues in the next season. I understood nothing out of that. I have no idea. I guess it was just meant to, I don't know, extend the conflict and the underlying story of Suo trying to figure out why Mayuri left into the next episode or something. Because I don't feel like that clarified anything. Or maybe it's just me. Suo doesn't know what's the actual deal with Dahlia and the Hookman. Oh, the dramatic irony. I don't know what the deal with Dahlia and the Hookman is either. Like, I don't know what to think about it. Only Erika knows, not really, but she does. Okay. Okay, alright. So I guess we are done with the summer episode, yeah? Summer volume, whatever. I don't know what to call them. I guess I'm stuck with episodes because of Mimeko. Okay. Right. So then I suppose it would be time to move on. Yeah, which we can do because I've prepared for it. But I have to switch things around a little bit, so just bear with me for a bit as we do it live. And sorry for the stream lagging, it always does when I open the game. Just Steam things, don't question it, don't stress about it. Okay. Thanks for streaming my comfort game. Now it's time for my uncomfort game. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, just give me a sec to finish everything and to read the chat. Erika said that Dahlia wanted to distract them on purpose when she collapsed, but Suo doesn't know that and thinks that there was a malicious person who scared Dahlia. Ah, so that's where the confusion is, because this malicious person that she introduced, I was like, what? Because I had gathered that Dahlia just tried to distract them from Suo stealing the paintings. But now that she said that, I was like, okay, I don't know anything, I don't understand, whatever. Okay, fine. Alright. I need to also change a few things over here. This. And this. We're purple, baby. Okay. But that's the catch, it wasn't Suo. Then I don't understand anything. I don't know, okay? They went so much over it that in the end it just confused me instead of clarifying anything, okay? Right, and we need to change the title and the game, right? Just a second while my Chrome is being incredibly slow. Wow. Wow, this is so slow. Okay, and the game. Okay, should be good now. Are we? Yes, yes. We're officially done with summer. And at Bear's request, I will stop the recording and start again.